And she has energy to do it, but it's not that she can't. She can work very hard, but she's fussy and specific, and it comes out into the ascendant. So when it's good, this all comes out good. When it gets angry or edgy, there's anger management, and a martial art is the perfect vehicle for getting anger management, because you'll never see a martial art master ever angry. You won't even see them violent. They learned how to use the energy and transform it. So there's a need to be physical and burn off some energy. Run around the block for a day every morning, or do a workout, or do something just to get the edge off that temperament, that edginess. If she gets tired or hasn't eaten and gets worn down and tired, that moon Mars is going to be grumpy and complaining. And she's not going to be able to hide it. So when she sees herself start being grumpy and complaining, uh-oh, I didn't have a good night's sleep. Uh-oh, I didn't eat well, or something was missed. And she'll work on herself. So as a spiritual discipline, this works very well in the chart in terms of getting more centered in oneself. When you go to put it out, there's almost too enthusiasm and it's too quick. And it would be better to have the book to put things out first, or be teaching first, and then it comes out in its right way. But when you get to midheaven in Pisces, okay, the midheaven in Pisces, there's looking for kind jobs or multiple choices of jobs. You're looking, you could be working for jobs that help people. It could be any kind of different type of jobs, but there's an emotional quality with jobs. You want to have faith in the job, or you want to stay here. So some people can be over dedicated, devoted. I think in this chart there's a tendency to be evasive. I could do something perceptive. I could teach people. I can help people. Perhaps you get aligned with a schooling or a teaching that has a very unique basis that she's the expert in, and she can work in it. But there'll always be complications from that. Pisces on the midheaven, it's kind, it's helpful, wants to help others. But the demands of other people in those social situations and the expectations of other people, she'll be very sensitive too. So if people start building up expectations, you should have done that, you should have done that, there's part of her that's clicking and saying, what am I doing here? Doesn't mean she can't do that, but it's an interesting message. Having something radical to do that helps people, that's a really useful thing. So again, the only difficult aspects to Uranus, so it's like unstable career. It's not like it's mutable, it's adaptable. She could be traveling to a job, she'd be doing various things, number of different things, not just one thing. It's ruled by Jupiter, so Jupiter's in the 11th house. So you would tend to think here the daylight's increasing. Nighttime's greater, but it's its last wave to being more free, more independent. I'm doing what I should. I'm doing what my parents think I should. And then you could have, I gotta help here, or I have to help someone, I have to help do something. So there's tendency to find the job helping others. But often when you're helping others, you're in an organization that's telling you what to do and how to do it. And you're not just free to help others. In life you would be. But there's a kindness here, a need to help others and to be kind and perceptive, working with perceptive things. So perception is her specialty. Where it fits in is harder to find. But in career, working in a restaurant to pay for the home or pay for she could be running around, but she's meeting lots of people. Jupiter rules the 11th house, so it needs to meet people, being part of a team, and being part of that enthusiasm there. It's not badly aspected. It's just she has this alternative. I got to live differently. That's not me. I got to be differently. That's that Uranus being on the angle. But it also means she's very sensitive, water, about her status and position. And if she doesn't have a status or position because she's rebelled too much, she's going to feel a little guilty about it. Or she may try to help people in authority or guide people in authority. So she could try to be the counselor working for inside a group or business. I mean, trying to help people in that way. And she could do it, but she'd be better off doing it independently with people if she could meet the people. So Okay, then as you get to the descendant is how you respond. So midheaven is how you deal with people. It's complicated. How do you keep it simple? Pisces on the midheaven. How do you keep it self-reliant? Pisces on the midheaven. Work or have status with some expectations is what you dealt with. So why did I stay there? Why did I leave? Who you were working with? How come you went somewhere else? Or what happened? There's going to be changeable situations around status and work. But when she's responding to people, so even when someone is acting like they're the authority person, she's going to feel, I don't know if I exactly fit in here. If someone starts bossing her, she's got this instinctive breakaway mode. But when in this quadrant, the 9th, 8th, 7th house in the sensation quadrant, it's almost all Aquarius and Capricorn. It's all Saturn ruled. Very cautious and measured in her interactions with others. But that's not really her. That's what's expected. And her energy is more all in the other. This is the other side of the seesaw. I don't fit into those. They're asking too much. These commitments are there. Oh, geez. So, but her descendant, which is your ascendant, is what you project out. Your descendant is how you take things in. So her descendant is going to square the Mars. I didn't have it marked in here. It's going to square the Mars and the Moon too. So this makes her quick to react. So the minute, very sensitive to any type of criticism or opinions. People who has opinions and they don't know what they're talking about, it's going to bug her like crazy. So if she's working somewhere and the boss wants to chew her out for doing something wrong, he should take it personally instead of talking in front of a bunch of people where it's not fair to talk to me like that. She would run across these things. It's easy for her to interpret criticism not as constructive, but as a threat. And the challenge is to make it constructive, to improve and do things. But as soon as she's not being approved and being criticized, she has instincts to say, how do I get out of here? So I'm just following the things of the chart. At this point, when you're getting to the angles, you're getting things based on the minute of the day. And it could be a little bit more, 4 minutes difference, and she could have the Cancer rising and the Capricorn descendant totally different. But we take it, we work with what we got, and here we are. So that she has a time 3:23, that implies it's a fairly close or accurate time. But this is, your quadrants, these angles, they're the 4 main things. You meet someone, the 4 things you want to know about someone. Who are you? What's your name? The ascendant. Where do you live? Your IC. What's your number? Are you married? 10th house. What do you do for a living? What's your career? Those are the 4 anchors we're trying to see about anybody we meet, and how we assess running into people, how we assess ourselves in the world. Here you have a very proud, smart person who has subjective depth, a lot of information, who has things in her own style to do, but doesn't exactly fit in out in the world. That's the other half of the seesaw. She gets pulled both ways. But eventually, each time as she's doing her own thing, as she's moving towards the future, progress moons, her waxing crescent moon kicks in, of leaving the past. Her I, me things work in. So she has a very clear role. She's supposed to be the person that shocks the people around her, that lightens up the people around her in the world, whether they accept it or not. It's doing this way. It's the show and tell and making things perfect. So it'll fix those problems. Do it this way. But whenever you're doing that in a social situation, there'll always be some people saying, you can't do that. It's got to be this way. These are the rules. And she doesn't have the exact. A lot of her planets don't have bad aspects to it. Jupiter's well aspected. It's in Aries. Her jovial, her Saturn's in the sign it rules in Aquarius in the 9th house. Practical understanding. Her Neptune's, it's in the 5th house in Scorpio, but there's no bad aspects to it. There's the aspect to Mercury. Right, I'm sorry. It has the aspect to Mercury, one difficult aspect. So right knowledge becomes important. Right thinking, knowing when to be silent, this can easily be the master of the half-truth or the sin of omission. So it's better to keep things simple, or say you've done something good to say, don't say it. And you get by fine with that. Okay, and the other aspect, the only other aspect is the Jupiter to the Venus, which is an ability to indulge too much, to spend too much, to indulge, especially on friends. So that Jupiter, Venus, I like more, please, more, thank you. This is fun. So she can get carried away with other people and spending all sorts of things to impress other people. And really, she doesn't have to spend the money to impress them. She's good enough to impress people anyways. Okay, so these are the 4, 26, 27, 28, 29, the 4 angles you've got to talk about, the signs on there, the rulerships of it. So Mercury rules her ascendant and Raisi. Jupiter rules the midheaven and the descendant. So her Mercury is squared by Neptune, it can exaggerate or distort things. Venus is squared by Jupiter, it can exaggerate what she wants. So her expectations of herself and other people's are the two sides of that seesaw. But there's this distinct, obvious pattern of having to push to go forward with your things, even if other people aren't believing in them. Just get better at it, and it will come. You might think a book or a movie or a video or a website would be around the things she's interested in, would be exciting, and would be like her business card. That if she had that, then she has something to talk about, and people can go look at it deeper, and it would work really well, better than talking before those things are done. Okay, the last point is the signs on the house cusps. And we haven't really worked, we haven't done a class. I could have done a whole other class of 12 weeks on it, but I figured we did enough reports, enough worksheets. You have the worksheets to do on this, the signs on the house cusps. In a way, you've already taken care of the first, the fourth, the seventh, and the 10th houses, because what's in the 26, 27, 28, 29 is taking care of those houses. Okay. The only thing you haven't done with the signs on the house cusp, you go through, you're taking the meaning of the house and you're seeing how the sign affects it. And as you see the categories of the sign affecting that house, you also will see the ruler. Oh, it's ruled by this sign. And what house is that ruler in? So you see that I like to think knowing the ruler, it's enough that ruler guides you. But people take it further and say that ruler's in this house, so it's these affairs from this house that you really have to work on to make better, to fix up how the house works. It's like the sign that instead of a function of a planet, you have an area of concern, the houses. So most people in Western astrology, they memorize the 12 houses and everything else gets added into the house. And they see the signs on it, they see the rulerships, everything's added to the house. And so they're strong in the house rulerships, not so strong, house meanings, but not so strong in the signs. Strong with the specifics, not so strong with qualitative or more spiritual or mystical things.